Good morning, everybody. Kevin here from Watch This with Joe and Kevin. I'm going to check out another animated Disney movie, Sleeping Beauty. I watched Snow White. I picked that one because it was on the AFI Top 100 and it was a movie I hadn't seen. And I got a lot of recommendations after that for this, especially on Patreon, that a lot of people said they actually prefer Sleeping Beauty to Snow White. I don't know anything about this particular movie. Some of the stuff in Snow White, the princess that gets poisoned and then kissed awake, I kind of assumed was the plot of this instead. So maybe I'm muddling. Maybe they are like structurally similar plots. I don't know. But I was thinking about it, and I don't even know the names of any of the characters in this movie, let alone in anything that actually happens. Other than it's a little bit newer than Snow White. I don't know really anything about this movie. When I was a kid, I didn't watch Disney movies. I kind of grew up in the lull when they weren't really happening. The animated Disney musical was kind of already, it had kind of fallen out of favor. Everything was kind of hidden away in the famous vault. And there just wasn't new stuff being made that I was aware of. And I really wasn't watching kids movies anyway. I was more into like cheesy action movies. I wouldn't have watched Sleeping Beauty if it came out when I was a kid, but I was definitely there for all the Die Hard and Lethal Weapon movies and all the Schwarzenegger I could get my hands on. The first one I really watched at all was The Little Mermaid when it came out. That big resurgence started. That was a big deal. I didn't want to see it, but friends promised me it was amazing and dragged me to it. And of course, I really did enjoy it. I watched Aladdin a couple of times in the theater for the same reason. I really enjoyed that. And then The Lion King, I watched also, enjoyed that as well. And then I stopped because it really kind of felt like Disney now, where they were just starting to pump a movie out like every year or so. It just got to like be homework. It's kind of like not quite the extent of not quite the extent of like Marvel and Star Wars now, but it kind of felt like that. So I was good, kind of moved on to other things. I was like in middle school, high school by the time middle school by the time the resurgence started anyway. So I grew out of it pretty quickly. So I really don't have any background beyond those three movies and Snow White now with Disney animated movies. Pixar's a different story. I'm a huge fan of the Toy Story movies. Still watch those. Still will see them if they keep making them. Thank you for being here. I'm going to go and jump into it. I want to thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us and give a special thank you to AB, Actuarial Lurker, Balash Fuldez, Derek Peterson, Devin Garneau, MDC93, Jamie Morgan, Jeff, Jojo Potato, Natasha Norris, NJ, Sudukunda Varapu, Trey Contreras, Panda 47, Wolfgang Wolf, Yannick from Montreal, and Torgeir Lingstad. Thank you so much, guys. As always, really glad you're here with us. If you look in the description below, you'll see a link to our Patreon page for full-length watch-alongs. Way ahead of everything on Patreon of where we are on YouTube, but you're going to have to sync and watch along in your own source material due to copyright law. I am, of course, watching this on Disney+. I'd really like the overture to start with. It really came in hot. I know absolutely nothing about voice actors at all in the time periods. If they're just professional voice actors, there's no chance I'm going to know anybody. I'm not familiar with the fairy tale this is based on either, which I'm assuming is significantly darker than what this movie is going to be.
In a faraway land, long ago, lived a king and his fair queen. A daughter was born, and they called her Aurora.
Aurora. Yeah, the colors are really vibrant here.
Dawn, for she filled their lives with sunshine. Great holiday was proclaimed throughout the kingdom, so that all of high or low estate might pay homage to the infant princess.
Feels like this is the opening of Shrek. Okay, this looks really cool. It looks really flat. I'm assuming this is like to match the tone of the book they were reading, but this is definitely not drawn with any like dimension like Snow White was. I'm expecting that to change.
Thus, on this great and joyous day, did all the kingdom celebrate the long-awaited royal birth.
King Hubert and Prince Phillip.
Fondly had these monarchs dreamed one day their kingdoms to unite. Philip, Hubert's son and heir, to Stephen's child would be betrothed, and looked unknowing on his future bride.
That would be so weird. That'd be so weird. You're gonna marry this baby. Okay, that looks really good.
Honored and exalted excellencies, the three good fairies, Mistress Flora, Mistress Fauna
Flora and fauna.
and Mistress Merriweather.
Oh, the little darling. Each of us the child may bless with a single gift. My gift shall be the gift of beauty.
Yeah, Phillip wins on that one. Okay, that's cool. That looks really good. Yeah, stylistically, like the characters look a little bit flatter, I feel like, than Snow White did. Maybe that's just to kind of go in with the storybook theme, but all these other shots, like the non-people shots, there's so much. Look at the bricks there. There's so much more depth to it.
Tiny princess, my
Texture.
gift shall be the gift of song.
This is visually just an aesthetic masterpiece, isn't it? My kids adored this movie.
My gift shall be...
So she not get the third gift?
Why, it's Maleficent. What does she want?
Maleficent. I've heard that name before. Is that a movie? I feel like that's a movie.
King Stephen.
Live action.
Nobility. How quaint. Even the rabble. I really felt quite distressed at not receiving an invitation. I had hoped it was merely due to some oversight. Well, in that event, I'd best be on my way.
You're not offended, Your Excellency?
Why, no, Your Majesty. I, too, shall bestow a gift on the child.
This is not going to be a gift.
Princess shall indeed grow in grace and beauty. Before the sun sets on her 16th birthday, he shall prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and die.
Seize that creature.
Stand back, you fools!
I feel like you have 16 years to find somebody who can break that curse.
Merriweather still has her gift to give.
Then she can undo this fearful curse?
Maleficent's powers are far too great.
Okay, that explains
But she
that.
can help. If through this wicked witch's trick a spindle should your finger prick, a ray of hope there still may be, not in death, but just in sleep, the fateful prophecy you'll keep. Who shall wake when true love's kiss the spell shall break.
Okay, there's a lot of similarities to Snow White in this.
Did then and there decree that every spinning wheel in the kingdom should on that very day be burned.
Destroy the garment industry.
Oh, silly fiddle faddle.
Now, come have a nice cup of tea, dear.
Bonfire won't stop Maleficent.
Of course not. But what will?
Well, she can't be all bad.
Oh, yes, she can.
So is the Maleficent movie that's newer, is that about Sleeping Beauty?
You know our magic doesn't work that way.
It can only do good, dear, to bring joy and happiness.
There must be some way. Follow me. I'll turn her into a flower.
Maleficent?
Oh, no, dear. The princess.
What?
You see, a flower can't prick its finger. She'll be perfectly safe.
Until Maleficent sends a frost.
And she'll be expecting us to do something like that.
Ooh, Maleficent doesn't know anything about love, or kindness, or the joy of helping others.
It's the only thing she can't understand and won't expect.
The animation on the background in every single scene, especially this one, just looks so good.
Of course, the king and queen will object. But when we explain it's the only way about the 3 peasant women raising a foundling child deep in the forest.
Who are they?
Turn around.
You mean we, us?
Uh-huh.
Take care of the baby.
I'm gonna kidnap a baby?
Oh, I love it.
You really think we can?
If humans can do it, so can we.
And we'd have our magic to help us.
No. No magic. I'll take those wands right now.
You mean live like mortals? For 16 years?
Uh-huh.
We've never done anything without magic.
And that's why Maleficent will never suspect. But
Does Maleficent have to be around, though? They're trying to hide her from her, but does she have to be around for the curse to happen with the spindle? I don't feel like that's even necessary.
King and his queen watched with heavy hearts as their most precious possession, their only child, disappeared into the night. Many sad and lonely years passed by for King Stefan and his people. For everyone knew that as long as Maleficent's domain, the Forbidden Mountains, thundered with her wrath, her evil prophecy had not yet been fulfilled.
Okay, so this is working. I guess she had to, and again, what a beautiful shot.
It's
Great animation.
incredible. 16 years and not a trace of her. Are you sure you searched everywhere?
Oh, George Lucas definitely stole that.
We searched houses, forests, and houses. And...
Cradle!
She's 16 now, man.
All these years, they've been looking for a baby.
I feel like that's on her for not communicating.
Fools! Idiots! Imbeciles! Oh, they're hopeless.
She seems much more dangerous than the Queen in Snow White.
You are my last hope. Search for a maid of 16 with hair of sunshine gold and lips red as the rose. Do not fail me.
Yeah, you're looking for a pretty girl who can sing.
Deep in the forest, in a woodcutter's cottage, the good fairies carried out their well-laid plan. They had reared the child as their own.
With no
and
spindles.
called her Briar Rose. The good fairies had planned a party and something extra special for a surprise.
Oh, she'll look beautiful in that.
We'll make it blue.
Oh, no, dear, pink.
And what are you three dears up to?
Up to.
Up to?
Up to. We want you to pick some berries.
That's it, berries.
Berries?
Now, don't hurry back, dear.
But don't go too far.
And don't speak to strangers.
I feel like she's so close to the prophecy that I'd keep her under lock and key rather than sending her out on her own.
A real birthday party with a real birthday cake.
Yes, and a dress a princess can be proud of. No magic.
But the 16 years are almost over.
We're taking
Almost.
no chances.
You can't say you're taking no chances, then send her out to the woods on her own.
I'm going to make it 15 layers with pink and blue forget-me-not.
And I'm making the dress. Oh, it's simple.
All you do is follow the book. Well, I still say we ought to use magic.
I kind of agree with that.
Flour, 3 cups.
I've watched Holiday Baking Championship. It is not this easy to just follow a recipe.
Dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, 3.
Well, it's got to have a hole in the bottom.
That's for the feet to go through.
Lovely shade, isn't it?
But I wanted it blue.
Now, dear, we decided pink was our color.
Oh, floral.
Bold?
Oh, well.
Just fold it in.
It looks awful.
Oh no, it's hideous.
Oh, it seems only yesterday we brought her here. Just a tiny baby. After today, she'll be a princess. And we won't have any Briar Rose.
We all knew this day had to come.
Oh, the cake is everywhere.
After all, we've had her for 16 years. Come on, she'll be back before we get started.
God, everything looks so good. Those trees look amazing. The shadowing in the trees, shading looks amazing. This actress has quite a voice.
You hear that, Samson?
I'm assuming Philip is still going to be the hero.
What is it? Come on, let's find out. Oh, come on.
You know, it's kind of interesting. And Snow White, I'd completely forgotten the male hero until he resurfaced much later in the movie, and I'd completely forgotten about Philip as well. It's really not his story.
No carrots.
The animation style of everything looking so good, like the background looks so detailed and really rich, and then the moving parts, the characters are much more flat, more two-dimensional.
Oh, dear. Why do they still treat me like a child?
But the colors on the characters are a lot more vibrant. They really pop and stand out. I think this looks really good.
They never want me to meet anyone. I fooled them. I have met someone.
That's a good touch. Who?
Oh, a prince. Well, he's tall and handsome and so romantic. We walk together and talk together. Takes me in his arms. And then I wake up.
It's a dream. Okay. These movies use like the animals of the woods as like a Greek chorus. Gives her someone to talk to also to get her ideas out, like soliloquies.
You know, Samson, there was something strange about that voice. Maybe it was some mysterious being, a wood sprite. Here, stop!
Now the animals of the woods playing matchmaker.
Why, it's my dream prince. Your Highness. No, I'm really not supposed to speak to strangers. I know you. I walked with you once upon a dream.
We got a ways into the movie before we started getting songs from characters.
It's true that visions are seldom all they seem.
You got a beautiful voice. That's forward.
Oh,
I'm awfully sorry. I didn't mean
Yeah.
to frighten you.
oh, it wasn't that.
Don't you remember? We've met before.
We have?
Well, of course. You said so yourself. Once upon a dream. I know you.
I know it's animated, but even in this, I'm a big sucker for a wide shot like this.
Who are you?
Sorry, it's just really funny. I had the visual of them kind of cuddling before he asked that question.
Oh, no, I can't. Goodbye.
But when will I see you again?
Oh, never. Well, maybe someday.
When?
This evening.
Where?
At the cottage in the glen.
Is today her actual 16th birthday?
There.
I mean, the cake's, I guess, must be. The cake's getting ready. Ready being a very loose term. That's a hideous cake.
Why, it's a very unusual cake,
dress.
isn't it? Of course, it'll be much stiffer after it's baked. Of course, dear.
Oh my god, she hasn't cooked it yet. That is so good.
It's not exactly the way it is in the book, is it? Oh, I improved it.
I think you should go get the wands.
I think we've had enough of this nonsense. I think we ought to think of Rose and what she'll think of this mess. I'm going to get those wands.
Quick, lock the doors. Fauna, you close the windows.
No, you take care of the cake.
Is this how the bird finds out?
Come on, bucket, mop, broom. Flora says clean up the room.
Now to make a lovely dress fit to grace a fair princess.
Just do it like it says here in the book.
Yeah,
I'll put on the
that's good.
handles.
Yeah, much better.
Oh, no, not pink. Make it blue. Make it pink.
I don't know why, but there's something really satisfying about these scenes where everything's getting made and clean. Same thing with Snow White. Just make 2 dresses and ask her which one she likes better. Yep. So fighting over the color of the dress is what's going to kick off all of this horror show. I really like that, actually.
Now look what you've done. She's back. Enough of this foolishness.
Aunt Flora.
Good gracious. Who left the mop running?
Yep.
Where is everybody?
Pettiness ruins everything.
Happy birthday! Oh, you darlings. Just wait till you meet him.
Him? Rose. You've met some stranger?
I know you. I walked with you once upon a dream.
I mean, to be fair, they are betrothed. It's quite possible they are dreaming about each other.
After all, I am 16.
It isn't that, dear.
You're already betrothed.
Since the day you were born.
To Prince Phillip, dear. But that's impossible.
Princess Aurora, tonight we're taking you back to your father, King Stephen.
He's coming here tonight. I promised to meet him.
I'm sorry, child, but you must never see that young man again.
I can't believe it. No.
I mean, you've known the guy for 5 minutes. This is very Romeo and Juliet.
No sign of her yet, Hubert. Course not. Good half hour till sunset. Come, man. Buck up. Battle's over. Girl's as good as here. After 16 years of worrying, never knowing the past. Tonight, we toast the future. Scumps! 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 A toast to this night. Our children will marry. Our kingdoms unite.
Celebrating at the 1-yard line. Shouldn't do it.
To the new home, eh? New home? Children need a nest of their own, what? Well, I suppose, in time. Of course. The plans. Nothing elaborate, of course. 40 bedrooms.
Oh my God, of course.
Honeymoon cottage, really. You're building it already? Built, man. Finished. Lovebirds can move in tomorrow. They're not even married yet. Take care of that tonight. I haven't even seen my daughter yet, and you're taking her away from me.
Yeah.
Getting my Phillip, aren't you? There's no time to lose. Getting on in years.
Yeah, they're 16.
Aurora knows nothing about all this. Well, it may come as quite a shock. Why doesn't your daughter like my son? Now.
Wow, this spiraled quickly.
On guard, sir! I warn you, Hubert. This means war. Forward!
Oh my God. I changed my mind. The teenagers are more reasonable. Get back to them. Let them run everything.
Children bound to fall in love with each other. Precisely. Hurry, boy! Hurry! Can't meet your future bride looking like that. But
I have met her, Father.
You have? Where?
Once upon a dream.
What's all this dream nonsense?
Oh, it wasn't a dream, Father. I really did meet her.
The Princess Aurora?
I said I met the girl I was going to marry. I don't know who she was. A peasant girl, I suppose.
A peasant? You're joking. You can't do this to me. Give up the throne, the kingdom, for some nobody? You're going to marry a princess.
Now, Father, you're living in the past. This is the 14th century.
And I command you to come to your senses.
And marry the girl I love.
Exactly.
Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye. Stop! Come back! Oh, Phillip!
This is a very large act of defiance.
How will I ever tell Stephen?
God, again, just really, really beautiful. The settings they do on these wide shots really, really are very rich and detailed, which contrast to the characters. But I think it works because everything's darker.
Bolt the door, Merryweather. Fauna, pull the drapes. This one last gift, dear child, for thee. The symbol of thy royalty, as is thy right and royal duty. Let her have a few moments alone.
It's that boy she met.
See, leaving her alone like this. A lot of tactical mistakes. She should be under garden key right now. The 100 soldiers standing here. Oh, nice. That was really good. And she looks dead there.
I don't see why she has to marry any old prince.
Fumbling the ball on the 1-yard line, ladies.
Listen. Maleficent. Rose. Rose. Oh, why did he leave her alone?
That's a really good question. So the way she's moving, she's very much in a trance here, right?
Rose. Rose, where are you?
Hit her for 16 years just to do this. Yep. This is way too easy.
Touch anything.
Touch the spindle. Touch it, I say.
Yeah.
Fools. Thinking you could defeat me. Me, the mistress of all evil. Here's your precious princess.
I'll never forgive myself.
Yeah, you did kind of blow that pretty hard there.
There's something important I have to tell you.
Not now, Hubert.
But it's about Philip.
Yeah, neither kid's showing up.
We'll send for him immediately.
But shh.
The sun has set. Make ready to welcome your princess.
Put the cart before the horse on this one. Someone's got to go give the news.
Poor King Stefan and the Queen. They'll be heartbroken when they find out.
They're not going to.
What?
They aren't.
But we'll put them all to sleep until Rose awakens.
Just gonna shut down the kingdom? God, everything looks so cool in this. I love the coloration in this. I feel like these three fairies are way too powerful given their decision-making abilities. Yeah, at least they're putting all the candles out.
Just been talking to Philip. Seems he's fallen in love with some peasant girl.
Peasant girl?
Thank God he got that out.
The peasant girl. Who is she? Where did he meet her?
Just some peasant girl once upon a dream.
There we go.
Once upon a
Dad for the win.
We've got to get back to the cottage.
I like how they did that reveal. That's really good plotting there.
Come in.
Oh my God. Did not see this coming. She's covering all her bases.
Well, this is a pleasant surprise.
She is way more thorough than the Queen in Snow White.
I catch a prince. I have plans for our royal guest.
Well, this is a huge complication. They're way late. Okay, good. I was like, are they gonna know?
Maleficent! She's got Prince Philip.
Bitten Mountain.
But we can't go there.
We must.
Okay, redemption arc for the three fairies. Just like the skeleton of a castle. I feel like this right here has been, this orchestral music has been like the strongest of the movie so far.
What a pity Prince Philip can't be here to enjoy the celebration. We must go to the dungeon and cheer him up.
Man, not being invited to that birth 16 years ago really messed with this lady. Really, they should use some of their sleeping powers on the henchmen here in the castle.
Oh, come now, Prince Philip. Why so melancholy? You, the destined hero of a charming fairy tale come true, and in yonder topmost tower, dreaming of her true love, the Princess Aurora. 'Tis the selfsame peasant maid.
Maleficent knows everything about this story. She has been left in the dark on nothing.
She is indeed most wondrous fair. Ageless sleep, she finds repose. The years roll by, 100 years to a steadfast heart are but a day. The gates of the dungeon part, and our prince is free to go his way on his noble steed, a valiant figure.
Oh, that is dark.
Wake his love with love's first kiss. True love conquers all.
Oh, that is so dark. You get to kiss her and wake her up, but when you're like an old man.
Let us leave our noble prince with these happy thoughts. A most gratifying day. For the first time in 16 years, I shall sleep well.
Oh my God. That is a grudge-holding person right there.
Shh. No time to explain. road to true love may be barred by still many more dangers, which you alone will have to face. Arm thyself with this enchanted shield of virtue and this mighty sword of truth. These weapons of righteousness will triumph over evil. Now come, we must hurry.
This guy. Oh my God.
Phillip, watch out!
Nice touch. See, they said he'd have to go on his own, but they're being very helpful. Nice. Kind of deserved that.
You tell those fools to... No. No. A forest of thorns shall be his tomb. Now go with a curse and serve me well. Round Stephen's castle, cast my spell.
Oh no. This is so cool.
No.
Oh, okay, did get through.
Now shall you deal with me, O prince, and all the powers of hell.
It'd be very helpful if the rest of the village, or the rest of the kingdom could help, but they're all sleeping. Oh, I love the sound effects.
Up this way!
The music has still been so on point.
Now, sword of truth, fly swift and sure, that evil die and good endure.
Ah, nice.
To come right to the point, my son Philip says he's going to marry... It's Aurora! She's here!
Okay, so the fairies did come through in the end. Pretty clutch.
I don't understand.
Put it together. Or just go with it, yeah. You think her parents would be like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in 16 years.
What's the matter, dear?
Oh,
Let's catch
I
up.
just love happy endings.
Blue.
Don't, no. And they lived happily ever after. I really enjoyed that. That felt short. I didn't catch the timestamp on that, but I mean, obviously, an animated movie, the amount of work, it's going to be a little bit shorter. But that felt, was that an hour and a half? That felt like it might have been a little bit shorter. Regardless, I really enjoyed that. I felt like there were things I liked about this more than Snow White, and I really enjoyed Snow White. Obviously, it didn't have the same level of original songs that Snow White did. Snow White obviously had some original songs that are still very much alive and well in our culture and in the zeitgeist. Less so here. People are more Disney familiar people. Maybe the Once Upon a Dream song is that song too. I hadn't been aware of it. I hadn't heard it before, but I felt like the background orchestral music, like during the fight, especially when we first approached Maleficent's castle, through the end, right? All of the music that kind of played with the action was absolutely wonderful. It tonally so good. It was really strong. It was really pleasing. It really helped elevate those scenes. And I felt like visually this was really cool, because like I said, the characters themselves, because you're drawing so fast and you're animating it so fast and having to put together a long movie, and I have no idea how much time or work went into that. The characters looked a little bit flatter than the scenery around them. Understandably, right? You use a picture, you got to you got to change it. There's a lot of frames per second going on here. I don't know if it's different in animation or not. I'm gonna look that up later. If they used fewer frames per second in animation to kind of save the workload a little bit. I don't know, but the backgrounds they didn't they didn't skimp on the backgrounds at all. Everything looked really, really good as far as like the setting, all the locations, all the settings, everything around, all the details of location looked really, really detailed and rich and deep and layered, and really dimensional, really good. But it really worked. It wasn't like, oh, the characters don't look good, because the characters were where all of the vibrance and the brightness were, which really aesthetically strong, and it kind of made them pop from the scenery in the background. I think that the two together, right, the darker, really well drawn, detailed backgrounds mixed with the flatter but really vibrant and alive and acting, motion acting characters. I feel like the two together worked very, very well. Really aesthetically pleasing all the way through. I think for kids and adults, this would be something visually really, really engaging all the way through. I certainly was. I also feel like maybe this is shorter than it felt shorter than Snow White. I feel like there were, and this is not a criticism at all, but I feel like there were some filler scenes in Snow White, right? Like washing the dwarves and things like that. I felt like there was, the depth, the amount of time with cleaning and things like that. They were visually fun. I didn't feel like they were, jarring or clunky or slowing down the story at all. But I don't feel like there was the same kind of filler scenes in this. I feel like everything was more plot centric for the most part, all the way through. Like even the cleaning and the dressmaking scene in this ended up being really plot important, because the petty fighting over the color of the dress is ultimately what was the first domino to fall, and everything kind of going wrong. So I don't feel like there were any filler scenes in this one. It was all really, really engaging in terms of the story all the way through. That's an element I feel like that they definitely improved upon between Snow White and this. Whereas, I mean, let's face it, man, if you're making the first hour and a half long cartoon and it's never been done before, a big musical like Snow White, you're kind of creating the groundwork. You're not derivative of anything. You're probably going to be like, okay, how do we turn this into a motion picture runtime? We're going to have to pad out what is ultimately a fairly short story pretty well here and creatively, and they did, and I loved it. But I really enjoyed the fact that they didn't really have to do that in this movie. And again, it feels shorter, and that may be because they didn't have those scenes, and it may be because it's actually shorter. I should have taken a look. I will here in a second. But otherwise, loved this. Obviously, the voice actors were absolutely fantastic. Strong, very, very strong singers all the way through, including the chorus. But yeah, there were some similarities for sure with Snow White, but it didn't feel like it was a complete derivative of Snow White. I feel like that there's there's some plot things in this that reminded me more of Oedipus Rex, really one of the greatest plotted stories of all time, in that you had the effort to keep a prophecy from coming true, and so you take steps that you think are going to defeat the prophecy, and instead you're kind of playing right into its hands, whereas maybe just keeping her in the palace under heavy guard for a long time might have actually worked better. But they tried to outsmart the prophecy, exactly like in Oedipus Rex. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. This was a really, really strong movie. Has this one gotten a bad live action remake yet? Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's a movie called Maleficent. Yeah. Anyway, I'm pretty sure there is one. I don't know how close it is to the story, if it just follows the character, if Sleeping Beauty's in that at all. Princess Aurora, or if it's a completely different story away from that, I don't know. Um, I feel like there was somebody famous like Michelle Pfeiffer or Charlize Theron or something that was playing her. Um, Obviously, I've not seen it. I know there's been a couple of the live action remakes that are around Snow White, and for some reason I thought that Maleficent and Snow White were overlapped in those, but I could completely be wrong, having seen none of them. I probably won't. I haven't heard, it's like all the live action remakes. I haven't heard anybody say they're necessary to really watch. Everyone talks about the live action remake, says watch the original, it's much better, which is what we did here, and I couldn't be happier. That was absolutely wonderful. Appreciate you being here with me, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.